Okay, just wait for that to do its thing. Should be live. Whew. Did that there old tweet. Get rid of that. Get rid of a whole heap of stuff. Refresh my dashboard because it's broke as usual. But what's new? Let me just post this tweet into their Discord because... Oh, actually, wait a minute. I'm a frickin' idiot. I'm an idiot. Okay, and then do this. Bye-bye. Stream is live. Right. Hi Mel, how are you doing? Why have I disabled? Wait a second. Okay. Right. Let us romance some cats. Could be better, could be worse, bud. New game! Who do we want to be? Yeah, this works. And we shall be Yennefer of it won't let us be Yennefer of Vengapur. Mess has exploded your notifications, so that's been an experience. Yup. Whenever the cast tweet at you or boost one of your tweets, it's like, rip my everything. Enter name. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? What should we call our character? Let's have a look at everyone first. Nope. She's cute. He's cute. She's cute. He's cute. She's cute. We'll be this one. Random names. Ben, Abraham, Brenda, Simon, Ethan, Poppy, Henry, Sandra, Hugh, Brooke. You are Tina thing and he replied without untagging you. Oh, rip. Chungas? No. We shall be Patricia. Oh yeah, fuck, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? My apologies. I'm blaming the painkillers I've just taken. I am an angel and I accept. Hey Dan! I'm not sure how long we've been sailing, but it feels like forever. I'm not feeling too well now, so it's a huge relief to hear the deck lads shout. Island approach! Make yourselves ready! I'm finally here. When I applied last month, I was just another broke student living off of baked beans and didn't really think I had a chance of being accepted to be part of the prestigious Cat Island research team. Yet here it is. The little black dot in the distance, growing bigger by the second, is the infamous Cat Island, the place I will call home for the next few months. My heart momentarily skips a beat. What if there's been a mistake? What if they accepted someone else's application and accidentally sent the offer to me? I rummage around in my bag until I find the papers. DPRI, DP Corporation. Dear Bill, we are pleased to be able to offer you the position of Research Assistant to Professor Pauper at our research facility on Cat Island. The position will be for an initial period of 8 weeks. Your contract will be sent separately. We look forward to working with you. Yours sincerely, Professor Purrfect, PhD, BSc Hons, DPG. No mistake. That's my name, right there in the top left-hand corner, Bill. And there's his name at the bottom, the genius behind this whole operation. Professor Purrfect, science genius and my new boss. I look up from my papers to see dry land rapidly approaching before us. It seems to be surrounded by a huge barrier of impenetrable black rocks. As we get closer, we're not slowing down, and I begin to worry that we're going to crash into them. Then, at the very last moment, we take a sharp turn to the left, and suddenly we're sailing smoothly towards a jetty through an opening in the rocks. I blow out the breath that I've been holding and break into a smile. Nicely done, Skipper. The ferryman comes out from behind the steering wheel, ignoring my attempts at camaraderie, and shouts rather brusquely. Take all your belongings, we won't be back for a few days, so don't leave nothing you'll need. Thank you. I smile weakly at the ferryman and his son and pick up my bags, ready to disembark. We glide seamlessly up to the wooden jetty and the son leaps ashore to tie us off. He's greeted by a bulky man in a uniform who I take to be a security officer of some kind. Voices. This is it though, the voices. This is where it starts. Give me a second. Okay. What kind of voice does this guy have? What kind of fit? I know. Joe. Sir, caught your mouse? And then he laughs loudly as though he said the funniest thing he's ever heard. It's very disconcerting. The security guard remains surly and turns his attention to me. Let's be having you then. He holds out his large hand, which I assume is an offer to help me off the boat, but as I reach out to take it, he snatches it away, throwing me off balance so that I almost fall over the side. What a great start! ID card? Oh, I see, of course. I reach into my back pocket and hand over the laminated card I was given on the mainland. Cat Island Security. Name, Bill. Date issued 1st to the 1st, 2017. But hi guys, how you doing? How's things? I really hope you don't mind me being in my dressing gown, but fuck getting dressed. He barely looks at it before striding off, grunting over his shoulder. Also, I have to say, the title Dream Tabby was not dreamed up by me. It was my mother, so I have to give her credit before she sues me for stealing her IP. This way. I follow him down a dirt track path and get my first proper view of this island. It's beautiful, lush and green. I'm already under its spell. You're here for my fashion. You should be fucking disappointed. I have no fashion sense. After no more than a couple of minutes trekking, we're in base camp, which consists of an assortment of tents and huts. Among them are two more solid-looking structures, one larger and one smaller. I presume these are the labs. Sorry. Oh, jeez. Ow! The whole camp is moderate but functional. It reminds me of an army outpost. I'm struck by the lack of people. In fact, there's no one around apart from an older woman sitting outside, peeling a pile of potatoes. I smile and give her a little nod, but she just stares back at me. I try not to get paranoid. Yeah. He stopped at the largest of the tents, indicating that I should go inside. I feel rude just walking in, so I make my presence known first. Hello? A firm but friendly voice calls out. What is this guy's voice? What is he? What is this guy? I mean, he's Jean-Luc Picard if he just says, come. That's who he is. Jean-Luc Picard. Done. I walk in, and there he is, hunched over some documents. The great Professor Pauper. Sir, it's an honour to meet you. Yes, you must be Bill. Come on in, my dear. Glad to have you on board. Good journey. See, I can't do a Jean-Luc Picard voice, so you'll have to just deal with a slightly lower semi-Yorkshire voice. Deal. Well, long. Yes, indeed. We're rather tucked away here. I don't know what his voice is, but it's a voice I'm sticking with. Let me offer you some refreshment. Water, coffee, something stronger, tea, Earl Grey, hot, perhaps, whiskey? See, if this was actually me, I always go, I'm fine, thank you. I could be dying of fucking thirst, but if I go to somewhere and like, would you like a drink? I'm always like, I'm fine, thanks. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, I'm not fine. I'm dying. I need a drink. See, he offered me coffee, but I can't accept coffee. What in the fuck is this? Is this like the tea lobbyist agenda to make me select the tea option? I'm gonna have a slam of whiskey. Well, if you're having one, it would be rude to let you drink whiskey on your own. Jolly good! I can tell you and I are going to get along famously. He takes a swig from the bottle and passes it to me. I try not to show my self-consciousness and surreptitiously wipe the neck with my sleeve before taking a modest sip. It will take you a while to find your way around and discover how it all works, so for today I thought I would just get you kitted out and maybe introduce you to some of the locals. The cats, that is. I believe you've already met most of the human locals. Oh, I've only met the ferryman and the security guard who brought me here. Yes, that's about it. And the lady outside? Ah, Mrs. Marigold. Her and her husband are the caretakers. Wonderful couple, the Marigolds. You'll meet them before too long. We're a tidy little family here, Bill, and I'm sure you'll fit in nicely. Thank you, sir. I hope so. Okay, so first things first, this is your basic kit. He begins going through a pile of things on his desk, explaining each of them in turn. This is your backpack. You can put everything in it. We'll be going on plenty of field trips, so it'll be very useful. As will your own water bottle. Some disinfectant hand spray. These are heavy-duty reinforced gloves, which are essential when tagging cats out in the wild. Don't want any scratches from felines we don't know now, do we? I suppose not. I shove each item into my new backpack as he gives them to me. Likewise, these goggles are to be brought along on field trips. This lot here, he indicates to a small pile of what looks like laundry, is basic uniform, lab coats, masks, stethoscope, etc., etc. Portable first aid kit, camping knife with all tool attachments. Finally, and without doubt most importantly, this! He holds up something that looks a lot like a mobile phone, except it clearly isn't one. This is your cat-a-log. Catalog? Yes, the name comes from its earliest version. It was initially designed to record and store data on the cats, scan them and log their details, but as you see, we've come a long way since then. Now you can use it to communicate with the rest of our team. I've added everyone's contact details for you, listen to music, take photos. There's even a pen that comes with it to insert microchips into the back of the cat's neck so that we can keep track of them. Yeah, it's a cat dex! It's a very valuable piece of equipment, Bill, and I need you to protect it above all else. Do you understand? He's looking me directly in the eye and clearly expects a response. Yes, sir, of course, I will look after it. Good. You'll get to know all the functions as you go along, but for now, I suggest we take a stroll out and see if we can't find a few friends to introduce you to so that you can try it out. Fuck. Tabby, the cat Pokemon. He hands me the gadget. I feel a bit nervous taking charge of it, but also really keen to have a go. Oops. We head down to the beach, the professor explaining things as we go. The mixture of terrain on Cat Island is quite unique. Even in such a relatively small area, you'll find forests, mountains, jungle, beaches, woodland, all of these different geological and ecological zones in one place. It really is most remarkable. It certainly is. Even the lack of wildlife is, in itself, quite remarkable. What do you mean, Professor? Well, put simply, there is a type of force field that surrounds the island, disallowing anything to enter. You mean literally anything? Absolutely no birds, fish, or creatures of any kind can penetrate it. Forgive my lack of intelligence on this subject, but, we're here. The professor lets out a disconcertingly loud laugh. Ah, I see what you mean. This is the island of Dr. Moreau. Well, there is, of course, one small break in this invisible wall, and that is where we built the jetty. But let's not get too bogged down in all of this right now. What do you need to know that is basically, the island is shaped like a peanut. Sup, Stu? Oh fuck, I don't have a good response to that. Curse you. He has picked up a nearby stick and draws a simple map in the sand. This, our end of the island, is very well known to us now. We've been researching here for many years. The other end is, not so familiar to us. We've encountered difficulties that have hindered our own progress in the region. What type of difficulties, Professor? Well, we're not as sure as we'd like to be, but what I can tell you is the very environment has an adverse effect upon humans, inducing nausea at the very least. And at the worst? Fainting, migraines, possible nerve damage. Gosh, that is serious. As I say, it's best to keep away, but let's not go into all that now, my dear. You've had a long day. For now, let's just say we refer to the end of the end. For now, let's just say that we refer to the far end of the island as the danger zone, with good reason. I must ask you not to put yourself at risk by venturing beyond this mountain range here. He refers to the map once more, drawing a line just past the centre and an X through the end section. Anyway, though, if I was to be a Black Lagoon character, I would not be Revy. I would be Balalaika, so don't even. There are wild, aggressive cats out there. I wouldn't want you getting too close to them. Unlike our lovely fellows closer to home. I've not been disarmed. One of them's just broken. It's not gone. It's still there. It just doesn't work right now. He's led me to a spot where a few cats are lounging about. Ah. Oh god. Don't make me laugh. That jostled my arm. Fuck. What do you say we try out your catalogue now, Bill? He stoops down and picks up one of the animals, a disgruntled-looking cat, who is sleeping under the shade of a palm tree. He'll be gone after the fracture clinic. No! This cat lets out a displeased mewl but doesn't struggle. Its large body, billowing with long orange fur, just sort of hangs in the professor's arms in lazy resignation. Would you like to have a go at scanning this delightful chap? I find the on switch and somewhat timidly activate it. The gadget immediately comes to artificial life, emitting a boop 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 sound with a red pulsating light. I select the app labelled Cat Scan, and it loads instantly. There's no delay on this thing. The professor holds the cat towards me with arms outstretched. I'm sure he said the scanning chip is implanted into the back of the neck somewhere, but it's difficult to find this one's neck amidst the thick cloud of fur. I didn't go to LGI, I went to Ponte, which is a miracle. No, actually, Pontefract Hospital was really good. And I just want to say, Pontefract A&E was top notch. They saw me like within half an hour. I was in and out. All the nurses were lovely, and it was good. So thank you, Pontefract A&E. You're a good hospital. I blow to make a parting and press the catalogue to his skin. It's a bit like scanning groceries in the supermarket where I used to work. That should do it. And he plops the Marmalade Tom back into the shade. Sure enough, upon withdrawal, I find the cat has been successfully scanned. Meow. Floofy butt! Name, Floofy butt. Gender, male. Age, 10 years, 4 months. Breed, red tabby, Persian. Eye colour, red. Look at that fucking face. Amazing! Clever, isn't it? A large part of your job here will be to tag and scan the cats, such as Mr. Floofybutt here. But it looks like you'll have no problems at all in that area. Excellent work, Bill. Thank you, sir. I can't wait to get started. Well, why don't you get a bit more practice with the catalogue and scan the rest of them while we're here? These 5 spend a lot of time together. They're like a little family, aren't you? Oh, yes, you are. The professor seems to be a genuine cat lover like me. I think we're going to get on great. Okay, here goes. No help this time. The professor steps back. The first cat I approach is very friendly, with beautiful calico markings. It comes towards me, already purring. Meow. Trixie! Name, Trixie. Gender, female. Age, 3 years, 8 months. Breed, calico American shorthair. Eye colour, green. Next is an elegant, sleek, hairless cat, sitting gracefully in the sun. She doesn't pay me much attention and allows me to scan her with minimal fuss. Hang on. She's called Snooty Booty. She's the French one, clearly. How do people say meow in French? Meow. We'll go with. It's good. I've just taken some painkillers. It does ache a lot, but you know, it's still attached, so you know, small blessings. It's just a pain in the fucking ass to do anything. Okay, this is Snooty Booty. She's a female. She's 11-year-old and 1 month. She's a sphinx and she has blue eyes. Oh, sorry, just give me... fucking hell, that hurt. Ooh, the fourth cat I approach is a noisy one. This is the Cockney one. Meow, 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 meow. McMurphy. McMurphy! He's a male, he's 6 years old, he's brown, crossbreed, and he has green eyes. And finally, the one I've deliberately put off until last. He's been skulking around the edges of the activity, eyeing me suspiciously as though he could pounce at any moment. I laugh at myself, already projecting personalities onto these animals. He's called Kibbles! Look at his little face! Kibbles is a dude, he's 3 years old, he's a white British long hair and he has green eyes. All done. I hope you enjoyed meeting some of the locals. The professor lets out a little laugh. I have a feeling you'll get to know them quite well in time. That's probably enough for your first day, don't you think? It's quite a lot to take in. I am suddenly exhausted and grateful to be heading back to camp. Snooty Booty. That's my favourite one. In general, I don't really like Sphinx cats. They don't have fur and I don't trust them. Yeah, we're gonna date these cats. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I'm doing. Keeping up my freaking drug levels, because ow fucking hell, breaking an arm hurts. I don't know whether you guys know this, but would not recommend it. I would actually recommend whacking yourself in the face with the easel over breaking an arm. So if you have to pick one, take the easel. It's quite late by the time I've unpacked and settled myself, but I want to write my journal entry before I sleep. No, you don't bang them, you date them. I'm surprised at how chilly it is. I've pulled up my sleeping bag right up to my chin, but I still feel goose pimples bloom all over my arms. Shivering, I rub them to warm myself up. It makes me smile to think that this inherent reaction to the cold is what will be keeping my new feline friends warm at night. My eyelids close, thinking of cats and the island and the professor. The world around me drifts away as I float up into a dream. Sorry, I just need to check my Streamlabs because I don't think I put boops on. I do not believe that I enabled the boops. Let me just double check. Oh no, we have boops. Okay. I broke my arm. Did I arm wrestle an orc? Tragically, no. I wish I could have like a fucking sweet badass story of how I broke my arm. But really, I just fell on some ice. I slipped. Although, what I have learned is when I go into shock, I become the fucking Terminator. Because this is twice now that I had an accident where I should have gone to the hospital straight away, but I went to work instead and did a full day of work before going to get looked at. So, apparently, after I've suffered a trauma, my brain just doesn't fucking acknowledge it. Which is not good. You shouldn't do that. You should get checked out straight away, but you know. An ice elemental assassin tried to kill me and I survived. That's exactly what happened. I really should stop doing that. I'm not sure how long I've been asleep, but I wake with a violent jolt that leaves me sitting bolt upright. It's too dark to see anything, but I hear a rustling, and then a strange electronic noise, one that in my sleepy confusion I can't place right away. Boop, boop, boop. The catalogue! Acting on instinct, I scramble to my feet and follow the noise out of the tent. I look around me and my fears are confirmed when I catch sight of a pulsing red light, getting fainter in the direction of the forest. I snap into action, running as fast as I can. Barefoot, dressed in my pajamas, running at full speed into the forest in the dark of night. I must be crazy! The words of Professor Pauper are ringing in my ears. I need you to protect it above all else. My legs are trembling beneath me. I stop, feeling my heartbeat heavy throughout my body. I wheeze in and out, my breath billowing in front of me in white puffs. I shouldn't feel like this. Why am I so dizzy? I try to get my bearings and realize I've blundered perilously close to the danger zone. I can just make out the shapes of some large animals in front of me before my eyes close and I drop to my knees. Frickin' rip. Hey, thanks for that follow, Claudio! Hang on, I need to move this. Put that up there. I'm gonna be a werecat! I open my eyes, the calico cat I scanned yesterday sitting in front of me. She drops the catalogue at my feet. The cats were in on it. I pass out. Oh shit, I could have gone with Yennefer. Damn it! Hello, can you hear me? You what? What is it? Don't be ridiculous, Kibbers. It's a human. Oh yeah, yuck. I can smell it now. Smells like a human. Yennefer! Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Ugh, do be quiet. Shit, what voice is it? Oh. Are they alive? Of course it's alive. It's breathing, you imbecile. Why ain't it moving? Would you come on and give him some space? Move back a bit. Oui, stand back. Move out of my way. Let me have a proper look. I begin to come to. The Sphinx cat is standing over me as I open my eyes. We stare at each other for a moment while I try to take in what's happening. Is this one defective? Oh, I feel sick. I'm gonna puke. The cats watch me intently. Am I going insane? Ah, my head! What is it chattering about? They're scared and confused. Let me talk to them. Human, are you alright? You! I remember you took my catalogue. Oh, but I gave it back to you. It's back in your pocket now. Oh, can't shrug. Oh, can't do that. Mm-mm. Oof. Hey, I'm a fucking professional. Don't even at me. I try to reach into my pocket and realize my hands are scratched to shreds. Ah, what's wrong with my hands? I try to stand. Ah, my feet! What happened to me? Yeah, I guess that's from all the climbing.
I told you it wasn't ready for that.
What's that? Ready for what?
Its anatomical structure is far too delicate. I tried to slow it down.
Yeah, Fliv, you try restraining a human who's that determined.
It was like a margate. Oh no, wait a minute. Whoa, that went Yorkshire. What? Ray Winston. It was like a margate. His anatomical structure didn't seem that delicate to me.
It was like a what? Doing a what? You made your own way back to the beach. Okay, but that didn't explain. I show my bleeding hands. Ah! You crawled, Kara. Kara? Who's Kara? That's not my name. It's a term of endearment. It's an Irish thing. It's inappropriate. Wait, I crawled? You sure did! Like a cat?
Yep.
All the way from the mountains? Like a bleeding mountain lion! Impressive! But why?
Because you got the sickness.
Shh! Maybe you should sit down, human. We need to have a talk. Possibly a long talk. Talk? Yes, that's right. Since when can cats talk?
Oh, for goodness sake. Since the dawn of time. How else do you think we communicate?
Ah, stop splitting whiskers, Major. You know full well that the human is saying. I think the revelation here, Kara, is that you can understand us. Yes, that too. Will someone please explain what the hell is going on here? Well, we don't fully understand everything ourselves. At least, not all the details of how this works. I think being stuck in a forest, surrounded by a bunch of talking cats, is about as much detail as anyone would want. I agree, and more to the point, we were rather hoping you would be able to tell us. You are the scientist, after all. What we do now is that the clock has started ticking for you. What do you mean? Well, there's no easy way to say this to you, Kara.
You'll be catified.
I'll be what? Whether you help or not, you don't have a lot of time before... If I may, it would seem, and we are basing this on our experiences to date, that when a human manages to find themselves in what I believe you call the danger zone, they are vulnerable in ways that they previously were not. That is to say...
You're screwed.
You're not helping! Don't make me... Well, Mountain Lion, there'll be no violence of any kind. Forgive me for being a bit panicked here.
The vulnerability to which Snooty Booty was referring is simply put. If you are bitten or scratched by an elder cat within the danger zone, you will begin a process of change that will ultimately result in a full feline transition.
So basically, you're telling me I'm a werecat. I look down, and in amongst the scratches on my right hand are 2 distinct puncture marks. The reality of my situation descends on me like a cold mist.
Basically. Yes.
My head is spinning. This is too much for me to take in. Take a breath now, Cara. You're not looking so good. What? Have I started to change? I think everything's getting to me, Kurt. I think I'm losing my mind. I feel my head for ears, fur. Everything seems to be normal. No? I'll just make you looking a bit shaky. Understandable so. I take a few deep, steady breaths and calm myself enough to say, okay, so why, how, what? Give me some data. What have you got so far? Look, we'll answer everything that we can, but the truth is, we have more questions than answers ourselves. So, you said you need my help. What exactly would that entail? Well, finding our friends will be a start. The cats on this island, they're going missing. We don't know what's happening to them, but the body count is rising and we've hit a wall.
All of ignorance, maybe. Really, how many times do I have to tell you? The Muellers are to blame.
Muellers? Now, Fluffybot, there's no need for name-calling.
Speaking of name-calling, I'll remind you to call me Major, madam.
Look, they can't help the way they are. It's lack of breeding, you know?
Overbreeding, if you ask me.
Again, Muellers? They're the elder cats, the island originals. They can't speak the way we can, hence the derogatory term, Muellers. And how are they to blame exactly?
Well, if we knew that, there would be no need for this elaborate kidnapping. It's hardly proving to be a roaring success after all.
Look, Cara, all we really know is that we are no longer safe on this island. The elders who live within the danger zone are hostile towards us. Not sure why, it's just always been that way, and now, because cats are being taken, nowhere else is safe either. You expect the occasional mishap. We live in an undomesticated world here after all. Well, lately, cats have been disappearing almost every day.
Even the last... What? Ray Winston. Even the last year when we Catify went missing.
I'm sorry, what? Let's not open old wounds, Kibbles. Yeah, onwards and upwards. Well, first things first, this werecat thing.
Catification! Transition.
Whatever! How does it work?
Time passes and then you transform into a cat. Yeah.
It's a gradual process. It's different for everyone, but you won't just turn overnight. The clock is ticking, however. The first side effect of the transition is being able to understand us. Well, some of us.
Not the elders, obviously.
Not all the domestics either.
Then you have the old art and senses thing, the increased agility, the crazy body air stuff. Let's not worry the human with all the details just yet.
I assume there's an antidote? I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed in that assumption. Hang on, you said there was someone else who you'd put in this position.
Well, let's hope you're a better bet than they were.
Unfortunately, they weren't able to discover an antidote or get our friends back.
I know where their nooks are, though.
Really?
Trade.
Huh?
You help us, and I'll give you their progress reports.
So what do you say, Cara? Oh, no, sorry, wrong voice. So what do you say, Cara? Will you help us? Help the kitties? Oh, do not help the kitties. I'm gonna help the kitties. Not much of a choice, really, is it? Afraid not. Okay, fine. So, where do I start? Is there anything you can tell me that will help me track down your missing friends?
Will no one listen to sense? Start with the Muellers and I'll eat my hat if it doesn't end there too.
Don't mind him. Don't mind him. He's set in his ways. We have every reason to believe the abductions take place in your part of the island. Yeah. Nowhere near the danger zone or the elders. Well, that doesn't make much sense. But I suppose nothing does around this place. My catalogue starts beeping. Oh, my alarm! I have to get to work! You run along now. We don't want you arousing suspicions with your people. You can meet with us later.
I'll make sure those reports are in your tent before this evening.
Thanks, Cora. You're one in a million.
I imagine the odds are far greater than that, given your new health status.
Go! And thanks from all of us. Look at that face. Oh shit, I clicked out of the window. GG. Oh god. That's an old screen I need to get rid of. Rip. A rather painful journey. I'm very grateful to finally limp into camp. I have just enough time to get myself tidied up for work, and I'm about to peel off my filthy pajamas when I hear my catalogue beeping. I have a message, but I can't tell who it's from. It's not from any of the contacts that Professor Pauper programmed into it. In fact, there's no contact information at all. Yeah, it was an old Talavera screen. There wasn't even a regular, like a recent, you know, when we were still playing Talavera. It's like an old battle screen before I'd adjusted it. Unknown number. Are you sure it is wise to trust anyone? Everyone? Anyone? What on earth does that mean? Who's this? There's a lot you don't know. Think carefully about who you confide in. Before I can think of a reply, the messages are gone and my catalogue has no record of them. I don't have any time to think about this right now. I need to get ready. As soon as I'm presentable, I head over to the lab. I'm 10 minutes late. It doesn't give a good impression on my first morning. Ah, Bill! Good to see you. I was beginning to worry. Did you oversleep on your first day? I'm terribly sorry, sir. I think the travelling and all the excitement of yesterday. I take punctuality very seriously. He cuts across my apology. Not to worry, it's perfectly understandable. You'll find him quite relaxed about most things. As long as you get the work done, I don't mind much what hours you keep. Thank you, sir. So, shall we get started? My goodness, what on earth happened to you? He's looking at the scratches all over my hands. Oh, I fell and I tried to save myself by grabbing onto a bush. I'm afraid I led you astray last night. Not everyone can take a double malt. How's the head this morning? I decided it's easy to play along. A little bit fuzzy, but it won't affect my work, sir. I really oughtn't drink spirits on an empty stomach. We ought to get those hands sorted out, though. They look pretty nasty to me. He goes to the tall metal cabinet in the corner and takes out a bottle and some cotton wool. He begins cleaning and tending to my hands while he talks. For today, I'd like you to help me with a few tasks around the lab to get the hang of things, but from tomorrow, I'll let you make your own choices about how best to carve up your time. Of course, you are primarily here to carry out your job as my research assistant. However, try to make the most of your time on the island. Once your work is completed, we'll be saying goodbye. This really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so don't waste it all in the lab. Ooh, excuse me. Naturally, I need your help around here, but I'd also like you to get your hands dirty with some field work. Make sure you spend time exploring the island. It's a beautiful place and there's a lot to see. Take the time to get to know the cats. A full understanding of their behavior is crucial to our research. There's plenty to see and do. However, you must be careful not to overwork. Take regular rest and relaxation. We don't want you to burn yourself out now, do we? I'll try to get the balance right. That's the spirit, so there you are. He's done a first-class job on my wounds, and they aren't bothering me nearly as much. I spend the rest of the day with the professor, getting to know how the various pieces of equipment in the lab work, finding out where everything is, and learning some of the basic duties I will be performing routinely. By the end of the day, I'm exhausted. I make my way out to my tent. I'm about to flop down on my bed when I see a package poking out from underneath it. It's the reports that Kibbles promised to deliver. The cats were right. The previous person barely made a start on producing an antidote. I'm gutted and worried. What if I can't do any better? Will I just turn into a cat? I decide that's not an option and resolve to get going on my own research on it tomorrow. My instincts tell me that the cats will be a good starting point. I have a feeling they know a lot more than they're prepared to tell me. I need to gain their trust and see if I can't get them to open up a bit. I'm sure I'll make more progress if I focus on one at a time. I'm optimistic that one-to-one sharing will prove fruitful. It's a small glimmer of hope. Hey, Lynette! Lynette, sorry. Tonight, I'm not fit for anything. I can barely even write in my journal before I fall asleep. The first morning of waking up on the island. I'm so excited to discover what the day will bring. Should I jump straight into lab research, or maybe it would be wise to start investigating a way to help these cats and find a cure for myself? Perhaps a good starting point would be to get to know the cats a little better on a one-to-one basis. Cats, 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 cats. Let's romance a cat. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's do Snooty Booty first just to save everyone's ears. I'm splayed out like a starfish on the beach in my bathing clothes. It's a swelteringly hot day and I find it hard to concentrate on my work. So here I am. I let the cool sea wash over my feet and legs as I lay back on the sand. I hear a long, loud sigh coming from somewhere nearby, and I sit up to see where it came from. Snooty Booty, in repose under the shade of a palm tree, is looking about her with a concerned expression, one that I've never really seen a cat make before. I go over to her to see if I can help with something. Are you okay, Snooty Booty? She lets out another long, wistful sigh. To be quite frank with you, woman, no, I am not okay. I cannot expose this delicate skin of mine to the sun, for there's something I need to retrieve from further down the beach. It is quite a predicament. Oh, right. Want me to fetch it for you? Would you really be so kind, human? I would be very grateful. Sure, it's no problem. We can't have you putting that delicate skin of yours at risk, can we? Snooty Booty looked grave. Indeed not. Skincare must come above all else, don't you know? One must never expose one's skins to the elements, human. It really is quite edgy. One must also never get stressed. If one wishes to retain one's youthful aura, which is rather difficult on this frightful island. Oh, I know, believe me. How do you know? Are you stressed, no? Oh no, that would upset me terribly. Really, that's sweet of you. Of course, you really are a precious thing. I do so hope you are finding your time here pleasant. Oh, don't worry about me, Snooty Booty. I'm fine. Now, what was it you'd like me to get for you? Well, before I tell you, I must ask that you do not inform the others of the whereabouts of the whereabouts. I went German there, oh no. Of this particular item. It is very dear to me, you see, and one of the few luxuries I have to myself. Of course, it's no problem. I can be discreet when I need to be. I do hope so, woman. You see, along the beach just south of here, there is a tree which bears the ripest of coconuts all year round. It is quite splendid. The coconuts are always so sweet and creamy. Snooty Booty looks as if she's lost in a wonderful dream. Ah, sounds lovely. It is. I like to drink coconut water as often as I can, as it is so good for the skin and waistline, but the less... you see, civilized denizens of the island keep knocking the coconuts down before they're fully matured. Fortunately, no one else seems to have discovered this particular tree yet. Well, okay, Snooty Booty. I'll try to find some coconuts for you. I'll be back soon. You have my thanks, human. I've been walking for a lot longer than Snooty Booty led me to believe. I'm not sure that if this is even the right tree. They all look the same to me, although this one does seem to have more coconuts than the others. I decide to take a chance and bundle up as many as I can carry into my arms and haul them back to her ladyship. By the time I get back to Snooty Booty, I'm faint from the exertion, not to mention walking so far in the sun. I fall to my knees, panting in front of her. Here you go, Boots. She eyes the pile with a distinct air of disapproval. I only needed one coconut, human. Oh, these are far too many. Well, I do apologize, madame. Tell me you didn't plunder the tree. No, there were plenty on the ground already, so... Oh, well, that's a small mercy. At least you didn't hack them down. Hack them down? With what? Well, your hands are rather large and leathery. Snooty Booty, I do not use my hands for deforestation. Well, I'm sure you did your very best, although I don't know what I'm going to do with so many coconuts. You're welcome, I'm sure. I look down at the pile of coconuts, and it strikes me properly for the first time how strange it is that there are no creatures on the island to plunder them. What do you think it is, Snoots, that keeps wildlife away from the island? Do you mean the magnetic barrier? Magnetic barrier? Oh, do keep up, woman. As such, you are meant to be a scientist. I realize she must be referring to the force field that surrounds the island. Now, be a dear and crack one open for me. With my enormous hands? Well, you could try, I suppose. I push down the irritation that is slowly rising in me and smile politely. On second thoughts, I'll be right back with the screwdriver. A what? Snooty Booty looks horrified. It's a sharp metal tool that bores into things. What on earth did you need one of those for? So that I can make a hole to get the water out of the coconut. How else would you propose I do it? Well, look around you, dear. Look at nature's bounties. What about that? Snooty gestures with a limp paw at a shard of rock nearby. Snoots, how do you usually get the water out of the coconut when there isn't a human around? Well, the exuberant Kibbles simply loves to break things, had you not noticed? It's one of the few reasons I tolerate him, don't you know? Far better than one of your screwdrivers, don't you think? I reach over and pick up the rock. It does look like it could actually do the job. Alright, let's give it a try. Here goes. Holding the coconut in a palm leaf, I gently tap the shell a few times with the stone before finally whacking it. It cracks open surprisingly easily and the water drains into the leaf. Hello, I'm a completely normal scientist chilling on the beach with my lab coat, frantically arguing with a cat. There, now, see how nature provides, human? Yep, again, you're welcome. Great. Snooty Booty stretches her neck and then upper body towards the leaf. She sticks her tongue out as far as it can go before raising her big eyes to me. I can't quite seem to... I suddenly realize what she's getting at. This fucking cat. I let her struggle for a moment or two before I begin to feel a bit like a child pulling the wings off a fly. She can't help the way she is. Alright, what I'm going to do is everyone's going to keep appearing on the right hand side. Just going to scooch me across. Nope, that's the game. Stay there, game. Nope. Here I go. Whee, look at me go. Woo. Gonna put me over there. Let me grab this. Woo! Put that there. Lock that. Grab my tip jar. Woo. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of that, you know. We don't use it. Right. You seem to be struggling a little, Boots. Well, you placed my libation simply out of my reach. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to help? Bring it a little closer, perhaps? Well, of course I would, human. Are you being deliberately obtuse? I would very much like to help you, Snoots, but you make it rather difficult. Ow! I don't understand. I've been perfectly clear on my instruction. You see, I'm under a spell. It's a very powerful one, which prevents me from following any instruction unless it's accompanied by some magic words. Oh, would you care to enlighten me? Well, it would go something like this. Please, human, would you mind passing me my libation? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There's a pause during which I'm really not sure what Snooty Booty is thinking. Suddenly, the Sphinx erupts into peals of laughter. I seem to have forgotten my manners. Please do be so kind, human. I would be most obliged. Bazinga. Oh, go on then. I nudge the leaf closer to her, and she delicately laps at it. I truly am indebted. Many thanks. That looks delicious. Mm-hmm. Snooty agrees without taking a break. You know, searching for those coconuts was thirsty work. I'm sure it was. She's still lapping at the water. Oh, my throat's a bit scratchy, especially in this heat. Snooty Booty finally comes up for air. Quite, that's the beauty of the coconut, you see. So hydrating and most palatable too. You really ought to try it sometime. I look down at the now dry palm leaf. Yes, that's a great idea, Boots. And the very best thing after drinking coconut water is to curl up and have a nap, you know? Beauty sleep is most important. Oh, is that so? Indeed, Roman. I suppose you have other things to do now? Ah, well. Snooty Booty yawns and closes her eyes. I suppose I do. Sweet dreams, princess. She snores softly in reply. Oh, Snoots. Snoots is adorable. Okay, let's do some... Right, I had a pile of coconuts. Let's do a spot of research. Time to round up some rowdy kittens. It's a sunny afternoon. Most of the cats are lazing on the beach. Perfect! Like shooting fish in a barrel. I double check my supply list. Crate, treats, sedatives, snare, catnip, antiseptic cream for myself. I've got everything. I don't know then, Stu. I don't know. Oh, for fuck's sake. Keep clicking off. Just gonna move this a bit over here so I don't click off that window. I have a sick feeling in my tummy, but I ignore it as best as I can. This is going to be a challenge, but I'm pleased the professor is trusting me with the more physical tasks. I walk out into the beach, feeling like the child catcher. I keep reminding myself that I'm doing this for the greater good, even if it makes me unpopular with the cats. I set up the crate in an unsuspecting location and keep the snare hidden behind my back. At first I stroll around, trying to look as casual as possible, whistling a tune as I walk. I get close to one of the smaller cats. I start to stroke her. I want this to be as painless as possible. The cat responds well to me. She even starts to purr gently. Are you gonna come with me? The cat looks at me with big, wide, loving eyes. Come on then. I pick the cat up, carrying her to the crate and place her gently inside. I lock it shut, even though the cat makes no attempt to escape. Well, that went better than expected. This may be a good day after all. Emboldened by my success, I approach one of the slightly larger cats. Hey, matey, should we get in the basket? I give him a little stroke. He doesn't respond badly, although he doesn't seem particularly interested either. I put my hands on either side of his body, ready to pick him up. He doesn't look happy about it and growls a warning at me. Hey, mister, it's gonna be alright. We're just going on a little trip, okay? As soon as I start to lift, all hell breaks loose. Yowling and hissing, he scratches my arms to ribbons. I try to get him into the basket, but he stretches out and I can't fit him in. Ah, no! I know when I'm defeated and I have to let him go. He scampers off into the distance. I look down at my ravaged arms. Note to self, wear long sleeves when on caging duty. Got a cat. Okay. Let's do some recon. Stealth mission. Interviewing staff. I've been staring at the back of his head for a long time now. Too long. I'm starting to feel creepy. I just don't understand it. All he does is sit in that chair by the dock, eating egg sandwiches and doing crossword puzzles. How does a man like that become the security guard for a place like this? As far as I can tell, his job consists of greeting the boat to make sure nothing unauthorized gets on or off it, picking up supply deliveries, and occasionally taking a long, lazy lap of the island to make sure everything's secure. I wonder what he knows about the research that goes on here, if anything. He doesn't seem to be interested regardless. I decide it's time to get to know this island bouncer and to go join him on the dock. I sit next to Zane, me on the sand, him in that chair. He's not wearing his big coat, and the short sleeve shirt allows me to notice for the first time how surprisingly muscular he is. I never truly thought of him as a security in the bodyguard sense, but now, squinting at him sideways, trying not to stare too obviously, I begin to see him in a new light. I pluck up the courage to talk. Hey Zane, how are you? You trying to start a no, wait a minute. What voice did I give him? He was kind of like, nah. But I don't want to be like, I'm going to make him Skeletor. Nah. Are you trying to start a conversation? Nah. No, that's terrible. He says this without looking up from his crossword. This guy's Scottish, I've decided. Oh, I suppose I am. Yeah, I don't get to chat with humans much in my job. Research Assistant 125. He rolls the words out like he's reading them. Ah, yeah, I guess that's me. So what does the number stand for, anyhow? You don't know? He asks monotonously, eyes still glued to his crossword puzzle. No, actually, to be honest, Zane, I don't know much at all. There's a definite lack of intel sharing on this project. Which project would that be? This one? The whole research project that's going on, is there more than one? Depends on who you ask. I was just asking you, really. I don't understand your job. I don't need to. I don't care about things I don't need to. What do you care about? Zane looks at me for the first time. You really want to talk, don't you? Well, there's not much else to do here besides I'm interested in it. Oh, well... There's not much else to do here. Besides, I'm interested in it all, aren't you? Wow, this font. I don't know why, but I'm having difficulty with this font processing it in my brain. That's weird. My interests consist of what's for dinner and when my next puzzle book's coming. When's it coming? You get it delivered? Comes with the meal. He's back to not looking at me again. The mail? You mean the parcels? And the letters, yeah. The letters? Who would go to the trouble of sending mail all the way out here when we have email? I laugh, but Zane looks very serious. It's safer sending... Safer? From Tayside, no. Sending mail the old-fashioned way. With email, there's viruses, hackers, worms, cyber-terrorists. I get the feeling he's not very tech-savvy. Yeah, but anyone can open and read a letter, right? Not if I'm around. And besides, who would suspect that something important would be in a fragrant pink envelope? There's an awkward silence. Of course, being my usual socially inept self, I'm desperate to fill it. Terrorists! Need any help with that crossword? I'm pretty good. I can even do the cryptic puzzle in the Daily Inquirer. This line usually gains me a little kudos, but Zane simply ignores me. I decide to just come out and say what's on my mind. I mean, it can't make things more awkward than they already are. Zane, have you ever noticed anything strange going on here? Cats behaving weirdly. Zane suddenly looks up, his eyes locking straight on mine, unwavering and hard. No? Have you? Well, not exactly, but he's looking at me properly for the first time since we met. Thank you for that follow, just grumble! I've definitely captured his attention, but I'm too nervous to follow through. Oh, fuck that one thing. Let me just put this here so it's not covering up my face. Oh, come on. I'm just being silly. The lack of human company can get to me. It gives me daft ideas. Such as... He's still staring at me as though he's trying to read my mind. Sometimes when I'm out tagging, I feel like they're playing games on me, like children, hide and seek, that kind of thing. Some of those cats may be cleverer than any of us give them credit for. Now it's my turn to be intrigued. In what way? They know when to stay out of the sun. You're going pink. The moment, if there was one, is over. I decide maybe Zane isn't the best person to talk to about my concerns. Thanks for that follow, maybe Roo! Feeling unwanted and slightly dejected, I decide to head back to camp. I stand up and brush the sand off me. Give me a sec, because the placement of that is bugging me. There we go. What's the 5-letter word for solitude? Alone. Zane silently scribbles in his book as I leave. So I saw on the how to play, it says don't let your hearts go to 0 because weird shit might happen. So I feel like, oh no, my camera's out of the box as well. God damn it. Give me a second. This is a shambles of an operation. Oh, come on. There we go. Right. Should we rest or should we like let our hearts go to 0 and see what happens? I can't get comfort. This is the worst. Ugh. Ugh. Back! Yay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. No, I didn't mute myself. I'd knocked my microphone wire. Okay. Snooty booty! Snoots! I've been searching for the Sphinx for what feels like ages. For a cat that never seems to move, she's surprisingly difficult to find. I'm answered eventually by an unintelligible murmur coming from the shade of a nearby tree. Of course she's sleeping. I like this cat. I like empathize with this cat on a spiritual level. Snooty booty? I poke her gently to try and rouse her. I have something for you. A gift, as it happens. Oh, human, it's you. Whatever are you doing up and about at this time? It's midday, Boots. Snooty stares at me uncomprehendingly. This cat is me. Snooty Booty is me, but a cat. I have an hour for lunch and I came to spend it with you, but if it's not a convenient time, I can always find something else to do. Wait, you mentioned a gift? Well, yes, I suppose. I had the idea when we were drinking. Well, when you were drinking from the coconut I fetched for you the other day. Jesus Christ. I took some of the remaining coconuts over to the lab and cooked up some coconut oil. Snooty Booty opens her mouth wide. I sit awkwardly staring at her, unsure exactly what she's doing. Well, I'm ready to break my fast, human. It's hard sometimes to know whether to laugh or spit with this spoiled feline. No, Boots, this isn't for eating. You mentioned how good drinking coconut water is for you, so I thought you might like some coconut oil to rub into your skin. Keep you moisturized and youthful. Aren't you terribly clever? I can't help but blush. Snooty Booty rarely compliments anyone, so I feel honored. You may begin. Snooty Booty lolls onto her back, exposing her plump pink tummy to me. Yep, this is me about a cat. Plump pink tummy. It's me. Oh, you want me to rub it in for you? Oh my. Snooty Booty simply smiles in response. Well, a please wouldn't go amiss. Yes, well, I didn't want to make a fuss, but I would prefer it if you asked first. I sigh. There's not much point in arguing with Princess Snooty Booty. I don't think she actually means to be rude. Sometimes she just doesn't seem to understand how to talk to people as equals. All my D&D characters. I don't have the energy to deal with it today. This is Isabel the cat. But I make a note that at some point she and I are going to have a little chat about etiquette. Please may I rub this coconut oil into your skin? Yes, you may. I pour some of the pungent liquid into the palm of my hand and rub it together with the other. I have no idea what I'm doing, as I've never massaged anyone before, but I work along the lines of putting sun cream on a friend. As I touch the warm, loose skin on Snooty's primordial pouch, I'm struck by how delicate she really is, and I try to be as gentle as possible. Is that okay? You're very skillful with your hands, human. Okay. I also wish I had those some things. They seem to be so useful. They're quite handy, to be honest. But paws are cool too. Snooty Booty lazily inspects one of her paws. Do my paws next, will you? Snooty's skin is reacting well to the treatment and has become as shiny and pliant. I see the good it's doing. I move on to massage her paws, but I'm quite taken aback by the length of her claws. Oh my, Boots, your claws are really quite long. Don't you use a scratch post or anything? A what? You know, something abrasive to file them on. Whatever for? Well, it's part of being a cat, really. Stops them catching on things. Snooty Booty's peering at me with one judgmental eye open. Caught on what exactly? Oh, I don't know, Snoots. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. Oh no, do go on. I'm intrigued. You seem to be implying that there's a degree of neglect in my grooming. No, I most certainly am not. You are by far the most highly groomed cat I've ever seen. In fact, you are the perfect example of a sphinx. I'm a what? Sphinx? She's trying to get me to say perfect again. It's hard to keep my face straight. Absolutely perfect, Snoots. And you're an expert? Well, I wouldn't call myself that, but I have been reading up on Sphinx cats, and you have all the characteristics of a pedigree. It's very sweet of you to say so. Remind me, what would those be? I hesitate for a moment, trying to remember what pause for thought listed as the top features to look for in a Sphinx. There's rather a lot of info, and I want to give her the best bits. Let's flatter her. Well, let's see. I have a feeling Snooty Booty would not appreciate some of the common qualities of a Sphinx, including wrinkles and pot bellies, so I decide to cherry pick and dress it up a bit. Sphinx cats are known for their beautiful big eyes and high, prominent cheekbones. Snooty Booty extends her neck and widens her eyes. She also appears to suck in her cheeks, which gives her the look of someone who's not wearing their dentures. It's very disconcerting. And they have a very shapely physique. This isn't strictly true. Sphinxes tend to be quite muscular, but something tells me Snooty Booty would not approve of that description. She's now extended her entire body into what looks like a yoga stretch. I see. Go on. Their skin is soft and buttery. This is sort of true because they don't have fur to soak up excess oils. Sphinx cats can become quite greasy. It is recommended that they be patted down with a cloth as part of their regular grooming. Ew! Gross! I'm listening. And, they're very regal. Regal? I'm not sure where that word came from, but Snooty Booty seems to enjoy it. Well, woman, you seem to have a vast and accurate knowledge of my kind. I'm rather impressed with you. I blush. It's not often that she gives out compliments, but when she does, it makes you feel like $1,000,000. Thank you, Snoots. Which prompts me to take what you were saying about my clothes far more seriously. Do you think I ought to tend to them? In what way? The length, I believe you are suggesting they ought to be trimmed? I wasn't saying that, but I don't think it's such a bad idea. Perhaps I can help you with that. A manicure? What a marvelous idea. Let's say tomorrow, same time? Well, if I can get away. I feel like she's played me. You really are most kind, thank you, Evelyn. And with those few words, my heart is a puddle at her feet. See, that's how Isabel do. Snoots is Isabel. 100%. As I walked back to my tent, I started to feel a little faint. My head was spinning and I started to feel my legs give up under me. Before I was near as going on, I was out cold. Chat, you did this. I came to a few hours later in my tent. The professor was standing over me with an uncharacteristically worried expression on his face. Ah, welcome back to the world of the living, Bill. What happened? My head's killing me, Professor. I'm not surprised. You've worked yourself too hard. We found you collapsed in the middle of base camp. Gave us all quite a scare. I can't say I don't appreciate your desire to work hard, but health comes first, Bill. I'm having you sent back to the mainland to get some proper supervised rest. No! What about our research? Ever the hard work, eh? Not to worry. I'll be able to cope perfectly fine in your absence, and I dare say it won't be long until you're back on your feet again. Although, I hope I shouldn't need to point out that this kind of behaviour had best stay on the mainland, eh? We were lucky you collapsed somewhere safe. Imagine if you'd been out doing field work. Oh, at that time. Fuck. Anyway, I've packed a few of your things for you. The boat's waiting on the dock. The sooner you're home and rested, the sooner you can be back to work. And with that, the professor excuses himself. I made my way forlornly to the jetty. I had not only let myself down, but all the cats too. The cats. I promised myself that I would take better care of myself upon my return to the island, and redouble my efforts on finding a cure. I had to admit that I was looking forward to meeting up with my family and some of my old friends too. Friends like... Strange. Even after such a short time, I can't seem to remember much about my life before. Joe, the ferryman's son, helps me onto the boat. Morning. Where are we off to? He looks at me suspiciously. I knew you were a bit sick, but I didn't think it was that bad. We're going back to the mainland, remember? Of course I do. I don't. For some reason, in this moment, I can't remember. Alright. Say, I never caught your name. Mind reminding me? It's... This is humiliating. Did you see I was a little cat then? How can I not remember my own name? Joe smiles. Don't worry, mate. You just sit there for a minute. Dad? Bob comes to join us on the deck.
Got a problem here, son?
I reckon so. She can't even remember her own name. What? Yes, I can. It's... Before I can protest, the older man has pulled what's like a gun from his coat and he's aiming it at me. What's...
It's not personal, Bill. We just have to take precautions. Can't have any problems reaching the mainland, can we?
Oh no! She's dead! She's fucking legit dead! Oh my god, she's gone! It's got fucking iced! Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh. Oh fuck! I just got murdered. I'm finally here. So this is the infamous Cat Island, the place I will call home for the next 2 months. When I finally... Okay, right. We'll just start again. I just got fucking murdered for being a cat person. Oh. Holy shit! So skip this stuff that we've already seen. Oh. Hello. Oh, ID card. Show him the ID card. First, so 2 months later, this chick. We know what Bob did! Holy fuck! Okay. Okay, there's our tent. Come in, come in. You must be Yennefer. Delighted to have you on board. Thank you, sir. It's an honor to meet you. Must be exhausted after your long journey. Let me offer you some refreshment. Water, coffee, something stronger, perhaps a little whiskey? He fucking... Yeah, he killed me in front of his son. His son was in on it too. Okay, let's do... Have a cup of tea. I'd love a cup of tea if there's a pot in the go. Ah, I can tell you're new. The tea here tastes like cat's piddle. You really don't want to drink it. He pours me a cup of coffee from his canteen instead. Yeah, boy. It's a good job I like coffee. I don't expect you to begin work until tomorrow, so I'll just give you your kit and some basic instructions. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you, sir. Sounds great. Okay, so... Oh, God. It's all standard stuff until the catalogue. Okay, catalogue. Catalogue. This game is made for me. Oh! As I unpack and settle into my tent, I notice something odd. A little dugout under my bed. I reach in and pull out an unexpected find. The personal journal of the previous research assistant. The one before me. The one who was shot by Bob. They must have forgotten it, or left it behind? It's an absolute goldmine of information. It's going to get me up to speed with how... It's going to get me up to speed with how it all works around here in no time. However, it seems something else was happening here on the island. Something was troubling them. I get the feeling that there's far more going on here than the professor would have let me know. In spite of my increasing tiredness, I continue to read, and the journal gets weirder and weirder, to the point where I'm not sure whether I'm still reading, or if I've dozed off and am now dreaming of talking cats and kidnappings. Eventually, I lose the battle and drift off into a deep sleep. I got fucking shot by Bob! I wake with a start, and it takes me a moment to get my brain into gear. I can hear a scratching sound and the rustling of paper coming from the tent flap. It's a cat with something in its mouth. Suddenly, I'm wide awake. No! has the journal! Wait! Remember Bill! But he's disappeared into the night. Before I know it, I'm out in the cold of night, chasing it, running with all my might. Oh, Snooty's never gonna get her claws done. I must get that book back. Is everything I need to know in it. Barefoot, dressed only in a t-shirt and shorts, running at full speed into the forest in the dark of night. This is familiar. I know, I read this in the journal. Something similar happened to the previous assistant. Yet here I am, falling into the same trap. I must be crazy. I slow to a stop. I think I'm going to be sick. I realise, of course, I'm close to the danger zone. Everything goes black and I fall to the ground. I open my eyes. A calico cat, one that I scanned yesterday, is standing in front of me. She drops the journal from her mouth. I pass out. Oh, here they are. Excuse me.
Hello, I say, can you hear me?
Are you okay?
Here we go again.
Move back a bit. Let him breathe. Has it been bitten? The Sphinx cat is standing over me, staring as I open my eyes. Yeah, the cat statues were there before you.
Yes, definitely bitten. Look at its hand.
I bring my hand up to my face, and through blurry vision I can make out several deep scratches and puncture marks. The cats watch me intently. Is this real? I read something in the journal about kidnapping.
Catnapping.
I'm sorry, it was the only way. You stole the journal. Oh, but I gave it back to you. But why did you take it?
To lay you out here, sucker.
There's no need for rudeness, Kibbles. My head has begun to clear, and I realise that if I can talk to these cats, not only is it all true, but it's already too late. I have the sickness. Ooh, wah, we need to have a talk, human. No, we don't. I know what's going on here. I read all about it from your last victim. Nah, Kara, that's not very nice. We prefer to think of you as our champion and friend. McMurphy, you silver-tongued Irish charmer. My reputation goes before me. Oh, I know who you all are from the journal, so let's cut to the chase here.
We just did that, dummy.
You know what I mean. What happens now? That rather depends on you, human.
So, what do you say? Are you going to help us out or not?
I'm going to help them. I suppose my fate is already sealed. I may as well do my best to help you sort this mess out. Spoken like a true champion.
Well, let's hope this one's better than the last one.
And as that will be too taxing. Oh, Snooty, I thought we had something, girl. Unfortunately, they didn't give her a fall with discovering an antidote or what happened to our friends. My catalogue starts beeping. Oh, my alarm! I've got to get to work. Go! And thanks from all of us. Ow, 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 ow. I make it back to the lab fairly quickly, considering how little sleep I've had. I wonder if that's one of the effects of the feline transition. I imagine my agility levels will change. I was strangely excited about getting to work on the antidote. It's the sort of challenge I love. I'm just about to enter the lab to begin my legitimate work when the catalogue beeps a message without any contact information. Why is it doing that? Ominous? I don't have time to work out this puzzle right now, though. I'm already going to be late for work if I don't get a move on. The professor is already working when I arrive, but miraculously, I'm not late, so there's no fuss. I get through the day as efficiently as possible and head back to my tent as soon as my work is done. I want to get to grips with finding out all I can as soon as possible. I'm still not over the fact we got fucking murdered. But guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream at 10 tonight because I don't know what it is, but being sat up and like this, and I don't know what it is, but I'm like, my arm is hurting more than it used to, and I'm just relaxed. So I think it's because I'm so tense because I'm performing to you guys. Even though it's stream and I love you guys and, you know, we're really relaxed, I'm still like performing, so I'm really tense and it's fucking killing me. So we're gonna end at 10 today. But we've still got 20 minutes to go. Okay, so let's romance a cat. Let's romance McMurphy. Oh, Snooty's not even there anymore. Cora, wake up! Mommy, is that you? Shh! Quiet, Kara! Come with me! I have something to show you, but you have to be quiet. McMurphy? Yeah, it's me. Oh, thanks for that cheer, Lynette.
Take care of yourself.
Thanks for that cheer, Lynette. Snooty's heartbroken. But it's the middle of the night. Ah, Kara, you're not scared, are you? Why would I be scared? Creeping around in a forest in the middle of the night? Don't worry, Kara. I'll be there to protect you. McMurphy, you know very well that there's a force field around this island stopping anything from the outside getting in. It makes this place pretty safe. Indeed. So the only thing you gotta worry about are the things that are already here. He lays at me with a mock snarl. Seriously, Murph, if you're the worst threat here, then this place is the safest place on Earth. So come on, Kara, what are you waiting for? I follow the scraggy cat into the forest. The ground is wet and muddy, and I lose my footing a couple of times, but McMurphy is too determined to notice. Suddenly, he stops dead in his tracks. Here we are! Where's here, McMurphy? He ignores my question and starts digging into some mud and leaves on the ground. Almost got it. Can you use an hand, Kara, if you don't mind? Get these leaves out of the way. That's it. Here we are. Alright. We keep digging until there's a fairly deep hole in the ground. My arms and nightclothes are covered in mud and leaves, and McMurphy looks like a bog monster in the darkness. Ta-da! Ta-da? Can't you see it, Kara? Oh fuck, I clicked out again. Oh no! Well, shit. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Oh, I always forget how useless human eyes are in the dark. Just reach into the hole and take out whatever you find. I reluctantly reach into the burrow and feel something hard and cold against my hand. I wrap my fingers around it and pull out. I know the shape, but my eyes can hardly process it. It's a bottle. That's right, Clara. This is my secret stash. No one knows about it, not a soul, but I thought I'd share it with you. Thought we could have a kind of welcome to the island party for two. Secret stash? Is this booze? McMurphy lets out a wild laugh. That's it, Kara. That is Kara. You drink alcohol, but you're a cat. That can be good for your body. Oh, it's not good for any bodies, but that does wonders for the soul, to be sure. Well, I suppose you're right there, McMurphy. I guess one little nip couldn't hurt. Yes, the spirit. I try in vain to get some of the mud off me before giving up and sitting down against a tree. A sodden McMurphy curls up in my lap. It takes a while to uncork the bottle. I reckon McMurphy was a person before he was a cat. McMurphy keeps telling me to smash it open and that the shards of glass will only add to the flavour, but eventually I succeed, my way. I pour a little out for McMurphy into a leaf, and I self-consciously swig from the bottle, feeling a touch uncivilised. Oh, McMurphy, what in heaven's name is this? Ah, now don't worry about that, Cora. It's not about the taste, it's about the company. I hardly think I'm the type of person you'd usually hang around with. Well, I usually hang around with cats, and they're not exactly what you call my type. I respond by widening my eyes as I take another swig from the bottle. Somehow, it tastes less terrible the second time around. Well, I find humans much more interesting. They usually have a lot to say, present company accepted. McMurphy winks at me with his huge green eyes, and I blush, trying desperately not to show how boring I feel compared to him. He's a cat! Don't take it harsh. I'm only joking, Cora. McMurphy, I've been meaning to ask you something for a while now. Anything, Cora. Ask away. I'd love for us to get to know each other better. This Cara thing. You know my name is... The rest of my sentence is drowned out by McMurphy's howls of laughter. Oh, you make me laugh, Cora. You really do. I know exactly what your name is, Jennifer. Cora is just, always like a pet name, you know? You know? Shiny she's for a copper. I don't know what that went. Cora means friend, buddy, amigo. It's something that my mama used to call people, and I guess it stuck. It's one of the few things I remember about her, actually. That, and a beautiful smile. Hey, flash me your pearly whites. I smile at McMurphy awkwardly. He bursts into fits of laughter again. Oh man, I bet he was a person before he was a cat. Ah, that's a lovely smile to be sure, but you need to grow into it yet. Could I have a little top over here? I don't know if I feel comfortable giving you more alcohol, McMurphy. I think you've had more than enough. In fact, I don't even want to give you any in the first place. You don't know that cats have no lives? You want to waste them all on booze? Why not? Besides, the night is still young and we've only just begun our conversation. Come on, Clara, we've got a lot of chin wagging to do yet. Are you gonna pour or not? Yeah, I'm a bad influence. Part of me thinks I ought to be a responsible human here and cut off your alcohol supply, but I believe in a true democracy. Would you care to expand on that and perhaps pour the drinks as you do? The true democratic principle that none shall ever have power over the people, cats, whatever. How inspirational. I'll toast to that. Alright, McMurphy, but on your head be it, for with the rejection of authority comes the responsibility for bearing the consequences of your actions. I pour some more of this suspect liquor into McMurphy's soggy leaf. Shit, how do you say that? Yeah, that. I don't know how things work in cat protocol, but in human terms, you're a very mature... Wait, no, wait. Grown-up, adult... fiddlesticks, you're over a certain age, and as such can take responsibility for your own choices. I like it. Spoken like a true libertine. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I can shake my tail when I feel the vibe. Can't believe I just said that. This stuff is stronger than it looks. My proverbial hat is off to you. I feel disproportionately pleased that Murph has paid me a compliment. Say, Cora, you ever been in love? McMurphy, that second leaf has gone straight to your head. The cat smiles slyly. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Are you still with them? Well, I was never technically with them to begin with. Ah, well, it's definitely their loss. I don't think so, McMurphy. We never actually met. Oh, you don't say you're one of those, internet stalker types, are you? Them catfish that Kibbles tells tales of? No, McMurphy, gosh! It was Bowie, okay? I was in love with David Bowie, you know? McMurphy frowns and shakes his furry head. See these eyes so green. I can stare over 1,000, you know? Ah, that's a charming song, but I'm afraid I have no idea what's going on anymore. Oh, come on, Murphy. Everyone knows Dave Bowie. Lots of makeup, one blue eye, one brown eye. Well, I didn't know one sweet soul with a blue eye and a brown eye, but I can assure you they won't be caught dead in makeup. Leave me for 5 minutes, I broke my arm and become a fairy. What about you, Murphy? Who's the love of your life? Don't have one, Cara. Never have, never will. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a free agent. I'm a big old yeti out in the mountains, all hairy and smelly and alone. For some reason, I find that very hard to believe, Mr. Murphy. Fine, you're right. I'm a fool, a lovesick fool. I've had my heart broken more than once, Cara, and each time it hurt more than the last, I tell you. The thing is now, Cara, I can't remember a thing about any of them. He was definitely a person. Any what? I don't know. What were you talking about? David Bowie. Ugh, that's right. So, tell me how the two of you met. I think I'm drunk. What the hell have we been drinking? Ah, leave me alone. I haven't touched a drop. I think I'm gonna vomit. I do a wonderful drunk hiccup. Thank you. I wake up in the forest with a half-empty bottle in my hand, and McMurphy is nowhere to be seen. How the hell did I get here? I can't remember a thing. I look at my catalogue. Whoa, is that really the time? Crikey, I need to get to work. Well, let's do a spot of research, and then I'll end stream for tonight. Research 4. Never thought I could add feline hairstylist to my CV, but it looks like today is my lucky day. Yeah, we retained the progress because we still had a journal. I put on my latex gloves and gather my tools. Brush, scissors, swabs, kitty wipes. I can't help but think I've forgotten something. Ah, of course, treats. I leave the... I've just realised she's singing meow. I leave the tent and head for the lab, stopping to stroke a few of the island's residents on the way. Meow, meow, meow. I call out to the lazing subjects as I enter the lab. Looky, looky, what have I got? I shake the bag of treats and the small lab erupts with hungry meows. If you want these, you'll have to behave, okay? I open the first crate, home of the grouchy old Mr. Bumble, and I gently lift him onto the counter to be groomed. Morning, Grumpy. Let me check your ears. No debris. Lovely. I have a feeling you may be discharged in the next day or two. He was brought in with a mild infection, slight temperature, weepy eyes, but he seems to have recovered remarkably well. In fact, I'm going to recommend to Professor Pauper that we release him by the end of the week. I give Mr. Bumble a cheeky cuddle before I begin to brush his matted fur. Wow, where did it all come from? There's enough fur here to make another cat. I've been there, I understand that with my old cat. Mr. Bumble is beginning to get agitated and lets out a displeased grumble. I know, it's very annoying. Just gotta trim you up a bit and then you can get back to sleep. He resignedly lets me cut some of the hair around his bum and the back of his hind legs. Ak, you a good boy. Here we go. Nom, 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 nom. I pour some of the little fish-shaped treats onto the counter and the ragamuffin practically inhales them. Now, let's get you back into your cozy crate. I tuck him away and open the next one. Your turn, Socks. Oh, that was the name of my first cat. Just a cut and colour, yeah? I snort at my own joke and begin brushing the little white cat. He's a lot more lively than old Bumble and keeps trying to bite the brush. Hey, don't make me get the harness, Socks. There's just no fun for either of us. The cat seems to understand and settles down, only giving the brush an occasional nip when he thinks I won't notice. Oh, hello, what's this? I notice a little red patch on his neck, just under his chin. Oh no, we don't have botflies, do we? Poor Soxy. Botflies are fucking horrendous, by the way. Have you seen them? I take the magnifying glass out of my inner pocket and examine the inflamed area closer. Ooh. Socks begins to struggle away from me. He must be in quite a lot of discomfort. It's okay, Socks, I'm just looking. I stroke the little cat to try and calm him down. I hate using sedatives on the subjects unless absolutely necessary. After a while, I'm able to get a better look at the wound. There doesn't seem to be anything living under here. So botflies, what they do is they burrow into the skin. And I'm not sure if they lay their eggs in like holes in the skin, which then hatch out. But they're very common in like dogs and cats and stuff. They'll get like small holes, and shit fucking comes out of them. It's horrible. I'm relieved I don't have to deal with any botflies. It looks strange. It's like a rash or a sore, but I'm not sure how or where he could have picked it up. I'm worried about how to proceed. Should I just clean it with some saline solution and let the air get to it? Or should I put some of the Professor's Soothing Cream 116 on it and wrap it in gauze? Rabbits get them as well. Dang. I don't know. Should it be wrapped? Or should it be left in the air? Sorry, Lynette. This is really not pleasant for dinner times. Oh. Should we just clean it? Yeah, let's just clean it. A saw like this should be cleaned with a little saline. No need for anything stronger. I'll reassess the need for cream 116 if it hasn't cleared up in a few days. I pour some saline onto some gauze and gently clean Soxy's wound. He squirms a little. It's not very comfortable for him, but generally he sits pretty well, and it's done in no time. It is saying meow over and over again. Yes! New unlocks. Yes! Okay, what we'll do is we'll finish this day, then I'll end stream. Because we're at like 10 now, so let's do a recon. Excuse me. Let's not get shot. I've taken some time off today so that Trixie can show me the water pool she's been telling me about. I have some sample bottles in my backpack along with some food and a blanket. If it's nice, we can have a picnic lunch there. Oh, Kirsty, right? We got murdered. You have you know those hearts that were just up then? We went to 0 hearts because we overdid it, and we were being sent home for monitored rest. We got to the jetty to get on the boat, and the boat captain just fucking shot us. So these pools appear to be different colours. They don't appear to be, Yumi. They are. Well, we can't prove that until we've tested them. Reflection, refraction, and dispersion can play some fancy tricks on the eye. Pooh to your testing. You take all the magic away, science person. It makes your world very dull, I think. Maybe you're right, Trixie. Let's wait and see what wonders you're going to show me, eh? That's right. This way. She's disappeared from sight. I run to the cliffside where she was walking, and looking over the edge I can see that she's jumped to a small rock shelf about 4 meters down from where I'm stood. Come on, you can do it. Don't be a fraidy cat. I'm more concerned about how I'll get back up again, actually. There are kind of steps further along, but this way's closer to the entrance. Not wanting to appear too much of a killjoy, I clamber over the edge and lower myself down, dropping the last few feet. Impressive! You're getting a feline spring in your step. If you say so. I'm worried I may have twisted my ankle, but I don't want to say anything. Follow me, Springy! She's disappeared again. It's like keeping up with a jackrabbit. Follow my voice! And suddenly, an alarming sound is coming from between 2 rock faces. It's high-pitched screeching and very loud. I squeeze through the crevice and I'm in what looks like a cave without ceiling. Trix, stop! The sound is so amplified in this enclosure it's become deafening. Sorry, Yumi, but it feels so good. Have a try. What? Yell, shout, scream, sing at the top of your voice as loud as you can. Oh, really? I feel self-conscious, but I'm dying to have a go. You only live once and it's so fabulous. She makes the noise again and this time I join in. It's fantastic. The acoustics are something else. It's like an amphitheatre. Eventually we run out of steam and I flop to the ground, exhausted, but exhilarated too. After we've caught our breath, I'm ready to push onwards. We'd better get on if we don't want to be back too late. We're here! Whoa! I'm surprised. I was expecting something more impressive, I suppose. How is that not impressive? This is the place. I look around and for the first time I notice several small pools of water, not much larger than puddles around the edges of this enclosure. This cat drugged you. Ah! Ow. Oh, I see. I bend down next to the nearest pool and see straight away that it's the deepest red. It looks like blood! Look at mine, like liquid sky! I cross to the opposite side where Trixie's sitting, and sure enough, there's the clearest, richest water blue. Blue water, even. This cave is queer culture. And melted emeralds! Again, I follow her to find another pool, as green as spring foliage. Then another of deepest purple. One of orange, yellow, pink. Well, it certainly is as amazing as you said, Trix. How strange that they're all so different. What's causing it? It has to be a trick of the light. Put your hand in! Well, I'm not sure that's a good idea. There could be any number of bacteria making this happen. Best not to touch it until we're sure it's safe. I've done it lots, it's fine! I glance over and sure enough, she has her furry little paws in the golden coloured water. Somewhat reassured, I scoop some of the blue water up and sniff it. It smells wonderful, as though it's been perfumed. What is that smell? It's weirdly familiar. I take out my bottles and begin collecting the waters. My theory about the light is blown when I line the bottles up together, and they each retain their original hue. Something is dyeing this water. I can't wait to get back to the lab to run some tests. We can go back the easy way if you like. Follow me! We head back along the rock shelf and go past the spot we jumped down on the way here. Further along there's an ascent, just as Trixie said, but I would hardly call it steps. Someone has clearly tried to make a trail here, but it's a bit rough and ready. Further along, still I can make out a large empty metal drum. It's rusted, obviously discarded some time ago. I get a closer look and see that there's a tap near the base and the remains of a label, but I can barely make out the words. I take a picture of it with my catalogue to decipher later. The perfume I smelled in the cave seems to be stronger here. I am very intrigued. Trixie couldn't be less interested in all of this. She's happily skipping ahead looking for a good picnic spot for us. I'll have to be patient with my investigations. Alright, so fuck. I'm gonna end stream here tonight. I'm sorry we're ending earlier, but I'm actually like in quite a bit of pain right now. So hey, thanks for that follow, Gamers Unboxed. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me for as long as this stream is. Hopefully they won't be so short in the future, but I just need to you know, just get used to fucking being in pain until this heals. But yeah, so it's gonna be a couple of weeks at least before we can go back to good proper old-fashioned stream with like PUBG and Overwatch and stuff. A standard like fracture or a break like this is usually about 6 weeks, so it might be a good while. I still want to stream with you guys, so we'll be doing stuff like these, dating sims, visual novels. Got a couple of Telltale games that I might be able to do. I'm not sure if you can do those one-handed, but we'll see. So I'm going to try and find stuff we can still do, because I still want to stream with you guys, and it will help me not go insane, because I can't go to work. So we'll see what we do. But thanks for hanging out with you guys, and thank you all for the love that you gave me yesterday. Really did appreciate it. So yeah, I will see you on Monday, because we're having Kurion, so the D&D stuff won't change, because you only need one hand to roll dice. So we'll see you on Monday for Kurion, which will be at 8, the usual time. I hope you all have a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye. Button.